There is something the heavens are striving to communicate to you at this very moment. Something so pressing that it compelled you to pause everything and be present here. It was not by accident that you encountered this message. It was a matter of divine providence. Today, something remarkable took place on the spiritual plane. Our Lady and Saint Michael the Archangel have stepped forward with a message that has the potential to transform every aspect of your life. But take note, this is not just any message. It is a last call, a final sign before something decisive occurs in your journey. If you have reached this point, it is not by coincidence. Your soul recognized something sacred within these words. Share a word of faith in the comments that captures what your heart is experiencing right now. This word will join a powerful spiritual chain that connects us all. Right now, millions of people across the globe are receiving signals, yet few are able to interpret them. You are among those chosen to comprehend. The Blessed Virgin appeared today with tears in her eyes, not of sorrow, but of boundless compassion for those who have not yet grasped the urgency of these times. Saint Michael, with his flaming sword, stood at her side, prepared for a spiritual battle already underway. They arrived with a specific message. The time of choice has arrived. Do you sense that something is different in your life lately? That things are not flowing as they should? That there is a restlessness in your heart you cannot explain? This is not ordinary anxiety. It is your soul acknowledging that it is time for a deep transformation. Heaven is preparing you for something greater, but you must be willing to listen with an open heart. This message you are receiving now could be the turning point between a life of constant struggle and a life filled with abundant grace. Today's manifestation was distinct from all others. Our Lady did not come only with words of comfort. She came with a revelation that will shake the foundations of your spiritual understanding. Saint Michael was not only present as a protector, he was there as a herald of a new era in your personal life. What they revealed goes against everything you have learned about divine timing and heavenly intervention. Pause right now and feel your heart. It is beating differently, is it not? This is the recognition of your soul. Write in the comments the first word of faith that comes to mind. Do not think, just feel and write. This word is not a coincidence, it is your soul speaking. For years, you may have questioned why certain things did not happen in your life. Why did doors seem closed? Why did miracles take so long? Why did others receive blessings while you waited? The answer arrived today through this heavenly manifestation. You were being prepared for something much greater than you imagined. Every no you received, every door that closed, every delay you experienced, all of this was part of a meticulously crafted divine plan. Saint Michael revealed that there is a spiritual battle being waged specifically over your life. Dark forces have tried to block your blessings, delay your miracles, and confuse your path. But the moment has come when this interference will be completely neutralized. The Archangel's flaming sword is ready to sever all the spiritual bonds that have hindered your prosperity in all areas. Our Lady has shown that you have been the object of special protection, even without realizing it. How many times have you escaped situations that could have been devastating? How many times have things worked out at the last minute in an inexplicable way? This was not luck. It was the direct intervention of the Mother of God in your life. What is about to be revealed now can have a profound impact on your understanding of your own existence. Our Lady wept today not because something bad is going to happen, but because many people are going to waste the most important opportunity of their lives. She sees the future, and in it there are two completely different realities: those who will respond to the divine call of this hour, and those who will let it pass by out of disbelief or fear. You are not here by chance. Among millions of videos, something divine brought you to this message. Share in the comments a word of faith that represents your connection with the sacred at this moment. Together, we will create a collective prayer that will rise straight to heaven. Saint Michael clearly showed it. There is a heavenly deadline for certain blessings in your life. It is not the time frame you think. It is a lot closer than you think, but also a lot more defined than you would like. Heaven works in spiritual seasons, and you are entering the most important season of your entire existence. It is the season of harvesting what your soul has planted through all your prayers, tears, and hopes. But here is what few understand. This season has an expiration date. Not because God is impatient, but because there is a divine rhythm that needs to be respected. Just as there is a time to plant and a time to harvest in nature, there is a time to receive in the spiritual. And your time has come, but you need to be prepared to receive it. Preparation goes far beyond prayer and fasting. It involves a total transformation of mindset. It means ceasing to see yourself as a victim of circumstances and beginning to recognize yourself as a beloved child of the Almighty. It requires letting go of the posture of someone who begs for crumbs and instead assuming the stance of someone who knows they are the heir to all divine promises. During this manifestation, Our Lady revealed images of what awaits you: relationships restored in ways that defy natural explanation, financial doors opening in unexpected directions, health being renewed, and your life purpose coming into focus with crystalline clarity. Yet all of this is contingent on one essential condition: your willingness to completely abandon unbelief. The most startling revelation came when Saint Michael demonstrated the prayers that ascend to the throne of God from your own lips. You may not realize the power your words hold in the spiritual realm. Every cry, every tear shed in prayer, every moment of despair where you call on the name of Jesus, each of these acts causes profound movements in the invisible world. Angels are dispatched, demons are cast out, and circumstances are transformed. If you have reached this point, it is not by chance. Your soul recognized something sacred within these words. Share a word of faith in the comments that captures what your heart is feeling right now. That word will join a powerful spiritual chain connecting us all. However, there is something that has hindered your prayers from having their full effect. Saint Michael revealed that it is the doubt you carry about your own worth before God. You pray as if you are unworthy, ask as if you do not deserve, and wait as if God is reluctant to bless you. This mindset has erected a spiritual barrier that drastically diminishes the impact of your prayers. The truth heaven wants you to grasp today is this: you are not just one among billions. You are unique, specific, and irreplaceable in the divine plan. God did not create you to be a supporting actor in your own life. He created you to be the protagonist of a story of victory that will inspire generations. But for that to happen, you must stop diminishing yourself spiritually. Our Lady showed that every time you consider yourself unworthy, you contradict the sacrifice of her Son. When Jesus died on the cross, he was not thinking of humanity in general, he was thinking specifically of you. He saw you, knew you, and loved you before you were even born. The price he paid was not generic, it was personalized to cover your needs, your flaws, your sins, and your limitations. Therefore, when you pray doubting whether God will answer, you insult the very blood of Christ. You imply that the sacrifice was not enough to secure your blessings. This is why your prayers have lost strength, not because God does not wish to answer, but because you have blocked the answer with your unbelief, disguised as humility. Today, something was revealed that will change your perspective on the problems you face. Saint Michael showed that every difficulty in your life has actually been preparation for a victory far greater than you can imagine. That illness, that financial loss, that relationship that ended, that missed opportunity, none of these were divine punishment or abandonment. They were training for something great about to happen. Pause now and feel your heart. It is beating differently, is it not? This is the recognition of your soul. Write in the comments the first word of faith that comes to mind. Do not think, just feel and write. That word is no coincidence, it is your soul speaking. God's plan for your life is not a straight line of blessings. It is a celestial military strategy, where every apparent defeat is actually a positioning for a much greater victory. God does not simply want to bless you, He is preparing you to be a powerful blessing in the lives of others. To achieve this, you needed experiences that taught you compassion, humility, perseverance, and unshakable faith. Our Lady revealed that many of your prayers, which seemed unanswered, have actually been answered in ways you cannot yet see. The job you did not get may have saved you from a disastrous situation. The relationship that did not work out may have spared you from someone who would bring destruction to your future. The healing that took so long may have come at exactly the right time to prevent something much worse. Now, the time has come when all this preparation will be revealed in the form of visible and tangible blessings. Saint Michael has revealed that you are about to enter a season where every tear you have shed will be transformed into joy. Every loss will be compensated with supernatural gains. Every experience of humiliation will be followed by an exaltation so remarkable it will surprise even you. The key to entering this harvest season is recognition recognizing that God has never abandoned you, not even for a moment. Every no you received was actually divine guidance towards something far greater. You are not a victim of circumstances. You are a child of God being prepared to reign in life. The most impactful message from today's demonstration revolves around the power of anticipatory gratitude. Our Lady revealed a spiritual key known to few: giving thanks for blessings even before they manifest physically. This is not mere positive thinking or autosuggestion. It is a profound spiritual truth capable of moving mountains. When you express gratitude for what you have not yet received, you declare your trust in God so completely that you regard the blessing as already accomplished. This act releases a spiritual energy that aligns the universe with your statement of faith. Saint Michael showed that in the spiritual realm, anticipated gratitude is interpreted as absolute faith, faith that is irresistible to the heart of God. There is a secret within this secret: gratitude must be specific. It is not enough to say thank you for the blessings that are coming. You must be thankful for the house you are going to buy, the marriage you are going to have, the healing you are going to receive, the business that is going to prosper. The more specific your advance gratitude, the faster the manifestation occurs. Our Lady illustrated this principle with examples. A woman gave thanks daily for a cure to her cancer, and on the 30th day, tests found no traces of the disease. A man gave thanks for the company he dreamed of opening, despite being unemployed and in debt. 3 weeks later, an investor offered him the capital he needed. When you give thanks in advance, you move from a position of need to one of possession, aligning yourself spiritually with the dimension where the blessing already exists. Your gratitude is not for the absence you feel, but for the presence you recognize, even if it is not yet visible to the physical eye. Saint Michael warned that many people lose their miracles because they stop being thankful when they do not see immediate results. They interpret delay as a sign that God will not respond, when in fact the delay is the final test before manifestation. Anticipatory gratitude must be maintained until the blessing becomes visible. What took place in the spiritual dimension today was a judgment, not of condemnation, but of liberation. Saint Michael revealed that many processes concerning your health, relationships, finances, and life purpose have been favorably judged in the celestial court. The sentence was given: "You are innocent of all accusations the enemy has made against you, and all blessings unjustly withheld must be released immediately." If you have come this far, it is not by chance. Your soul recognized something sacred in these words. Share a word of faith in the comments that represents your connection with the sacred at this time. Together, we will create a collective prayer that will rise straight to the heavens. There is an accuser who works tirelessly to convince God that you do not deserve blessings, presenting evidence of your mistakes, weaknesses, and flaws. But today, Jesus Christ stood as your advocate, presenting an irrefutable defense: the blood he shed on the cross. Every charge was dismissed, every piece of evidence invalidated, every argument destroyed. The sentence is clear: you are a child of God, heir to all promises, worthy of every blessing, destined for victory in every area of life. Our Lady wept with joy when this sentence was proclaimed, knowing you have suffered too long under the weight of unfair accusations, guilt for things not your responsibility, and the belief that you deserve to live in scarcity. Everything you have known and experienced regarding your spiritual journey has shifted as of today. When you pray now, you do so as someone who has already been declared innocent, no longer as a beggar, but as a legitimate heir to all divine promises. When you face difficulties, you will understand these are not punishments, but temporary circumstances unable to alter your true identity as a beloved child of God. Saint Michael revealed that the execution of this heavenly sentence begins immediately, though its manifestations will unfold gradually. First, you will notice an inner peace and certainty that everything will work out, a feeling that was absent before. Next, small signs will appear, unexpected opportunities, the right people entering your life, doors opening where there once seemed only walls. Then, the great blessings will manifest in undeniable ways. One of the most mysterious revelations from today's manifestation concerns your recent dreams. Those strange, confusing dreams you have been experiencing are not mere products of your imagination. They are coded messages from the spiritual realm, sent to your spirit while you sleep, when your rational mind cannot interfere. Our Lady explained that you have been visited by angels during your sleep. These angels bring information about the future, warnings about situations to avoid, and guidance for decisions you need to make. Because your physical brain cannot fully process this spiritual information, it comes to you as symbolic dreams, rich in metaphors and images that require interpretation. The dream where you were flying was not about physical freedom, but about the spiritual freedom you are about to experience. The dream where you found yourself in an unfamiliar place, but felt at home, was a preview of the life purpose soon to be revealed. The dream where you were talking to people you did not know was a real encounter with angels, presented in a way you could accept without fear. Saint Michael pointed out that there is a pattern in your dreams that you have not yet noticed. They have become more frequent and vivid in recent weeks, no coincidence, but a sign that you are entering a phase where the veil between the natural and the supernatural is thinning. You will begin to notice things you never did before, sense positive spiritual presences, and experience intuitions that prove accurate. However, not every dream is a divine message. The enemy also attempts to communicate through dreams, often bringing fear, confusion, and disturbing images. The difference is in the feeling left after the dream. Divine dreams, even when challenging, leave a sense of peace and hope, while dreams from the enemy leave anxiety and despair. From now on, pay close attention to your dreams. Write them down as soon as you wake up, before your rational mind distorts them. Pray for discernment to understand the messages, and do not be afraid when strange or vivid dreams occur. This is heaven communicating with you more intensely, as the final times of preparation in your life have arrived. During today's manifestation, Our Lady showed the book where all your prayers are recorded, every word spoken to heaven, every whispered plea, every desperate cry, noted in stunning detail. Nothing was forgotten. The most remarkable aspect of this book is not the prayers themselves, but the notes beside each one: answered in 3 days, response delayed for better timing, answered differently than requested, turned into an even greater blessing. You discovered today that God has never ignored any of your prayers. Every one has been answered, though not always in the way or time you expected. Saint Michael showed specific pages from this book referring to the current period of your life. The prayers you have said over the past 2 years are now being processed at supernatural speed. Prayers you had forgotten, requests made in desperation and then doubted, are all in line for immediate manifestation. There is a reason this accelerated processing is happening now. You are entering a season where spiritual protection, divine guidance, and transformation are converging in your life, just as you have long sought. If you have come this far, it is not by chance. Share in the comments a word of faith that represents your connection with the sacred at this moment. Together, we will create a collective prayer that will rise straight to the heavens. You are entering the most productive and prosperous period of your entire existence. But to be able to receive everything that is coming, you need to be spiritually prepared. Therefore, all the difficulties of recent times, all the tests of faith, all the situations that seemed out of control, were an intensive preparation so that you could withstand the intensity of the blessings that are coming. Our Lady revealed something that will shock you. Some of your prayers have already been answered, but the answers are waiting for you to grow spiritually so you can receive them. A relationship you asked for has already been prepared, but you still need to become the person who will be able to keep that relationship healthy. A financial opportunity you have been asking for is now available, but you still need to develop the wisdom to manage it correctly. The good news is that this spiritual growth is being supernaturally accelerated. Things that would normally take you years to learn are being revealed in weeks. Maturity that would normally come with decades of experience is being deposited in you through divine anointing. You are being prepared at an accelerated pace because the heavenly timetable for your life has been brought forward. Today's most disturbing revelation was about the people around him. Saint Michael showed that not everyone in your life is rooting for your victory. Some people you consider close to you have become uncomfortable with your spiritual growth, your search for a better life, your declarations of faith. They don't do it consciously, but there is a spiritual resistance to their blessings. If you've come this far, it's not by chance. His soul recognized something sacred in these words. Leave a word of faith in the comments that represents what your heart is feeling at this moment. This word will become part of a powerful spiritual chain that will connect us all. This does not mean that these people are bad, or that you should walk away from them in anger. It means that you need to be wise about what to share and with whom to share it. Not everyone has the spiritual capacity to celebrate their victories. Some people are so used to seeing you in the position of need that they will have a hard time accepting you in the position of blessed. Our Lady showed that this is normal, and that even Jesus faced resistance from those closest to him when he began his ministry. His family doubted. His childhood friends rejected him. The people of his town tried to kill him when he revealed who he really was. It wasn't because he was wrong, it was because the light bothers those who chose to remain in the darkness. What you need to understand is that when your blessings begin to visibly manifest, some people will try to attribute them to luck, coincidence, or even negative things. They will say that you have changed, that you think you are better than others, that you have forgotten where you came from. This will hurt, especially if it comes from people you love. But Saint Michael gave a clear strategy to deal with this. Stay humble, but don't belittle yourself. Continue to be loving, but set boundaries. Share your joys with those who can truly rejoice with you and keep your plans private with those who show resistance. It's not hypocrisy, it's wisdom. The truth is that your blessings will be so evident that they will serve as light to some and irritation to others. Those who are genuinely connected to God will rejoice and want to learn from you. Those who are stuck in limiting mindsets will feel uncomfortable and try to pull you back to where you were. Your responsibility is not to convince anyone of the legitimacy of your blessings. Your responsibility is to receive them with gratitude, manage them wisely, and use them to glorify God and bless others. Time will prove that everything that is happening in your life is not a coincidence. It is direct divine intervention. The most exciting part of today's revelation was about your specific life purpose. Our Lady cried with emotion as she showed what God had planned for you since before your birth. You are not an ordinary person with an ordinary life. You were chosen to be an instrument of transformation in other people's lives. Your story of overcoming will inspire multitudes. Your testimonies of faith will strengthen broken hearts. Your prosperous life will be proof that God still works miracles. Stop now and feel your heart. It's beating differently, isn't it? This is the recognition of your soul. Write in the comments the first word of faith that comes to your mind. Don't think, just feel and write. That word is no coincidence. It's your soul speaking. All the struggles you've faced, all the pain you've experienced, all the tears you've shed. None of this was in vain. A story of victory was being woven that would impact generations. People you don't even know will be touched by your testimony. Entire families will be transformed because you didn't give up when everything seemed lost. A spiritual army is being prepared in this generation, and you are one of the chosen soldiers. This isn't for physical combat, but for spiritual warfare against unbelief, against despair, and against resignation to a mediocre life. Your victorious life will be a powerful weapon against the enemy who tries to convince people that God doesn't care about them. To fulfill this purpose, you need to stop hiding. You must stop being ashamed of your spiritual experiences and stop minimizing the miracles in your life to avoid upsetting non-believers. The time has come to fully embrace your identity as a child of God, a person chosen for great things. The fear you feel about exposing yourself, talking about your faith, or testifying about God's work, this fear doesn't come from humility. It comes from the enemy who knows the power of your testimony. He knows that when you begin to speak openly about God's wonders in your life, many people will awaken to the reality of the supernatural. Our Lady showed visions of a future where you are in situations you can't even imagine now, speaking to crowds, writing books that will touch hearts, and creating projects that will transform entire communities. All of this may seem impossible considering where you are today, but remember, God has a habit of choosing unlikely people for impossible things. The only thing that can stop this purpose from being fulfilled is you. If you choose to stay small, decide it's safer to remain mediocre, or prefer the comfort zone of a limited life, then perhaps this purpose will be transferred to someone else. But if you say yes to God, accept the call to something greater, and have the courage to dream with the Creator of the universe, then prepare for a life that will surpass everything you can imagine. We have reached the end of this extraordinary revelation, but the end of a revelation is always the beginning of a new reality. What Our Lady and Saint Michael transmitted today was not just information, it was an opportunity. It's the most important opportunity you will ever have in your entire life. The chance to choose between continuing as you are, or embracing a complete transformation that will impact not only you but all generations that come after you. You are not here by chance. Among millions of videos, something divine brought you to this message. Share in the comments a word of faith that represents your connection with the sacred at this time. Together we will create a collective prayer that will rise straight to the heavens. Right now, as you listen to these words, a spiritual battle is taking place over your decision. The enemy is whispering that this is all fantasy, that you should be realistic, that people like you don't receive extraordinary miracles. But the Holy Spirit is confirming in your heart that every word you heard today is true, that your time has come, and that your life will never be the same again. The choice is yours. You may leave this moment as you entered, with the same limitations, the same fears, the same excuses for a mediocre life. Or you can leave transformed, with unshakable faith, supernatural expectation, and a willingness to receive everything that God has prepared for you since the foundation of the world. If you choose transformation, start right now. Don't wait until you feel prepared. Don't wait for circumstances to change. Don't wait to have more faith. Start with the faith you have, just the way you are, where you are. God does not need perfection to act. He just needs availability. Pray a prayer of total surrender now. Tell God that you accept the calling, that you want everything He has prepared for you, and that you are willing to go through the necessary transformation. Declare that you no longer want an ordinary life, that you accept being used as an instrument in the hands of the Most High. And so, get ready. Prepare yourself for coincidences that aren't coincidences. Prepare for unexpected opportunities. Be prepared for the right people to show up at the right time. Prepare for doors opening where there were only walls. Get ready for miracles that will make you understand that there really is a God who personally cares about every detail of your life. The sky gave the signal. Our Lady and Saint Michael delivered the message. Now it's up to you. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. Don't be another person who heard a divine calling and chose mediocrity. Be someone who had the courage to say yes to the impossible and saw the impossible become reality. Your new life started today. Welcome to the extraordinary.